Hi,
Hello
good
and
afternoon.
good afternoon to one and all to the world of celebrating relationships. Shalaka and Kalpesh, we are here today to launch something which has been very close to our hearts. Unscripted, as the word depicts, it means courage, vulnerability, freedom, expression. It means all about relationships. Relationships are special. They are very close to all of us as human beings. And in this life where so many ups and downs happen, when so many agreements and disagreements happen, so many challenges happen, so much of stress, fun, there are so many different emotions that we live with. But there is that one thing that we always cherish, and that's relationships. Me and Shalaka, we've been thinking for a long time for having some platform or having a program where people can with someone that matters the most to them. And when we did all our research, what we could find is there is always a platform to talk about who we are, what we do, what is the profession, what is the kind of knowledge and wisdom we want to share. But there is no such platform where I can go with somebody I love, somebody I cherish my relationship with, and live those moments of our lives. And that's when unscripted comes in. So, Shalaka, my question to you: what is so special about launching unscripted today?
Thank you, Kalpesh. I am so excited to start this concept and this platform. Um, while I go to why today we decided, as you rightly said about celebrating relationships, giving platforms, it's about, and everybody has those beautiful moments. And as there are days in the year wherein we celebrate or we dedicate those days like birthdays, anniversaries, Valentine's Day, and things like that. This moment, like the platform that we are giving, it's an opportunity where people will come, relive those moments, cherish them, and that will be another memory that people will take ahead in their lives. And coming back to your question, Kalpesh, why today? Well, for all of you to know, today we are completing 25 years. So it's 25 years of togetherness for us today. We met in 97, 25th April. That's the first time we saw each other. And we were friends for a long time. And then we got ahead and got married. And when we were discussing, we suddenly realized, oh, what better day to select. And it came on a Sunday, and we thought many of the people will be able to participate, be with us, share with us all their thoughts. And I think it's an amazing day to start this concept, and which says celebrating relationships.
And that's so amazing. You know, 25 years, if I actually just look back and think, they've just gone like in a jiffy. I mean,
Yeah,
I couldn't realize that, yeah, we're friends for 25 years.
yeah,
And I cherish those, Shalaka.
same here.
Thank you for being with me. What I really like is that these 25 years, we went through so many different experiences, so many different I don't know, ups and downs. Life has been full of agreements, disagreements, fights, celebrations. But let me take this moment. So, Shalaga, why don't you tell us which are those moments or those traditions that you think we've started together in the last 25 years?
Right. So, the first thing I would like to just tell you all here who are present is before our marriage as well, I used to do a lot of surprises for my family members, not to a large extent. And once we got married, or we were in the courtship, Kalpesh is a person who loves doing surprises, and he's gone to great lengths We may probably do one separate session on the different surprises that he's done for me. He's done more than what I do for him. And it's beyond imagination. And my grandfather actually coined him the name. So my father is good at surprises, doing surprises. My grandfather coined him the name as Master of Surprises, the PhD of surprises, because he did surprises for everybody in the family. And I'm really proud of you for that. And I really love you for that.
Thank you.
So the surprises is the frequency of surprises has increased. So the tradition that you asked, when I started doing a little more. The other one is celebrating Christmas, and we especially started it after Suhani, our daughter, was born, and wherein we went all the way to Powai to get a Christmas tree, all the decorations. We didn't know how it's supposed to be celebrated, and there were lights in the house which only came out during Diwali. But there was another occasion apart from the New Year. We got the Christmas tree, then we started the Santa Claus, Secret Santa, and every year till date, everybody in our family looks up to it as we go ahead and give gifts to everyone around us. That's one more occasion where we love to get in touch with people and give gifts to them, the real gifts that even I love to receive, as small as it can be. So I think doing that, starting a Christmas, is one of the biggest tradition that I think we have started together.
Wonderful. Thank you, Shalaka. And I think, one more, other thing which I remember, Shalaka, is I think we've always looked forward for opportunities to build communities.
Yes.
So, if I talk about in my office, we've done something called as Fun Book. In our society, we've done something as Chai Pe Charcha. Then we did something as LinkedIn Local Navi Mumbai, to bring the community together. Then, so we've had multiple opportunities, and now it's going to be unscripted. So our tradition to do something that will bring people together, celebrate relationships. I think that's what we want to do. And the surprises, while you, Shalada, you just mentioned, I still remember a couple of things, and I would want to tell you this. Once it was a friendship day, and we have we live in a building where we have about 20-25 friends. All we had done was we picked up post-its and wished a happy friendship day with a personal message, and just went out and put it on the doors of all these 20 friends that we have. And then we came down home and we just messaged in the group that happy friendship day, please open your doors for a small surprise. The amazing part was not only that we did that, after almost about 5 years, I went to one of the neighbors' house, for something, and the minute we opened the door, there was that chit. And I was like, Mukul, you still have that chit? And he's like, boss, that's something that I cherish. And I have retained that. 5 years, one post it. And that's how small things are,
Yeah.
but they contribute. And that's what relationships are. It's not a give and take. A lot of people say relationships may you have to give and you have to take, but that's transactional. That may be true. You may need to do that as the time permit, but relationship is not something which is measured, something which is a give and take. And hence, in our script that we've written, that it's a novel idea. I want to, we spoke about this idea to, I think, almost about 15 to 20 people who have done something, who achieved something in their lives, and we went out and we shared that this is the concept, this is what we are thinking on. And we've looked at everywhere in the world, but we couldn't find a show like this. You know what their response was? Every one of them, each one of them came back and said, this is an amazing idea. And to the surprise, and I'm sorry, Jalal, I'm going to spill some beans. It is not only about the couples that we are talking here.
Yeah.
So I want to, give that message. Our first guests who are going to come next week with us is a couple. The next session after that, there's somebody who is a very senior person at a very senior designation, wants to come along with his father. Post that, there are two sisters who are planning to come to our show. Amazing. There are two friends who have been through thick and thin together, and they want to come and be a part of this show. So we want to Celebrate relationship. In other words, we call it as the 3 a.m. friend,
Yes.
somebody that matters to you. And in my today's post, Shalaka, I wrote this, that there are three dimensions. Relationships, with whom are you talking about? So, person to whom you love and care, with whom you celebrate, you enjoy, you fight, you disagree, you agree, you have emotions with. And the third, for whom, it's the person to whom, who matters the most to you, and you stand by them, and they stand by you. And I think that's what celebrating relationships is about. So, Shalaka, you want to?
Yeah, so as you mentioned about the friendship day, and we're talking about the relationships here, and the 3M friends. What the thoughts that I have here is, very small things make a big difference, and it's not just a cliched statement. It is true, and we take it for granted. ये करने से क्या फायदा होगा? What's the point in doing that? It's such a silly idea. It's such a small thing, may not, but people treasure, and you never know what difference you would have made to somebody by doing something or saying something that just makes their not only the day but their years. And the moment you realize that you had made that difference, it makes you feel so much better. It makes you feel so good about yourself that, oh, I just didn't let that thought go away. And my invitation here is to, all the people who are listening to this, is to go ahead and do any small thing. You never know what would make that difference, and you may not get acknowledged at that moment. You may know it after 5 years that you made a difference 5 years back, but so be it. You made a difference, and that's what you want to do, and that will any which ways come back to you. So the very idea of this kind of a show is acknowledging each other if you haven't, and cherishing those moments, which will really uplift your relationships and take it to a higher level, I feel, Kalpesh.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And all of you, thank you. I see Ranu, Abhishek, Sunita, Lata, Vibha, all of you who are here, Siddhant. Thank you for being with us. It talks about the value that you have for a concept like this. Thank you for being with us, because you trust us.
Yes.
When I want to share a video with all of them, Shalaka, right now. I want to present to you. So we asked this question of, what does celebrating relationships mean to you, to few of our close friends. I want all of you to type in, what does celebrating relationship mean to you, in the comments, whether you're on YouTube, LinkedIn, or Facebook. Type in your comments. We can see your comments. We may not be able to reply to you right now, but we are looking at that, your comments. Type that, message us while we play this video for you from some of our friends on, what does celebrating relationships mean. So if I may request Sagar, who is helping us with the entire back
Celebrating
end.
relationship
Sagar, thank you.
means to me about being together, being in the thick and thin. Now that we are socially distanced, it also means how well we are all connected. Maybe some friends, some families are apart. But when you talk about celebrating relationship, it's about how connected, how communicative you are to them, and how much you cherish the moments that you have created with them. Every relationship is a celebration when there is trust and respect. Every relationship will be a celebration when we have a commitment towards them. Don't expect, because expectations hurt and spoil the relationship.
Celebrating relationship is basically a beautiful and wonderful form of acknowledgement of the person you care about, who has been with you through thick and thin. And it's not only through the medium of give and take. It's about having that kind of a spiritual connection with another person, and celebrating that spiritual connection is, I think, is called a celebrating relationship.
Celebrating relationship for me really is when I can share about my partners, friends, relationships, how they're doing, how we've been able to work things out together, how we've helped each other, I think that's how I would celebrate relationships.
My idea of celebrating a relationship would be at least keeping them intact. That's part one. And second, uh, being able to enjoy that relationship, being able to share, being able to exchange, being able to be honest with each other, irrespective of the type of relationship, whether it is a romantic relationship, professional relationship, being able to grow with each other.
Being honest is one of the things that comes in celebrating relationships. I think that's something which is the base of any relationship, and I think if you want to celebrate it, that has to be um, uh, the thought behind celebrating.
Wow, that was wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing. And what I could gather, Kalpesh, everybody spoke about relationships sharing. Like, what is it? Celebrating relationship means being with people around, doing things with them, sharing things with them. And it was wonderful to hear Abhishek, Sunita, Vivek, Sagar share their thoughts.
And Varun, of course.
And Varun, yes.
And so, if I may say, Shalaka, what does celebrating relationship mean to me?
Hmm.
I so much resonated. These are 5 people, and then we've spoken to another 15 people. One common thread that I could hear from everyone was that celebrating relationship means where there's a lot of honesty, there's a lot of truth, there is a lot of being yourself, and it was always about. And when I just take a moment back and I ask them the first question, what does celebration mean to you? I think everyone said celebration means with being with people that you love the most.
Yeah.
There is so much of that bonding, there is so much of that love, trust, and I think it needs to be cherished, it needs to be acknowledged, as you rightly said. So celebrating relationship for me means acknowledging that presence, making that small move, whatever it is, you know, reclaiming that energy, re-energizing that whole thought. And I think that's what means. Ranu, thank you for sharing that, the relationships are foundation of life, and few strong ones are the pillars of our existence. Beautifully said. Really appreciate that. So what does celebrating relationship mean to you, Shalaka?
So for me, I would say yes, it is with people, but I have a lot of food attached to that. So I want a lot of nice food, which otherwise I don't eat, pizzas and noodles and things like that. Then a lot of firework, good music, fragrance, good clothes. So I think, but yes, with people, not alone. So there is this attached with people whom I cherish the most. So I
Beautiful.
think that is what celebration means to me.
Beautiful. And yes, Manish, thank you for sharing. Yes, it's a fulfilled life. Celebrating relationship means fulfilled life. Great. So, Shalaga, let's move to the next segment.
So, Kalpesh, now when we are saying, okay, celebrating relationships, my question here to everybody is, how do this relationship bond, how do they form and how does it evolve? Why, what does it take to build that relationship? So I, some few examples that I have been interacting with people, and this is what is my experience. Now, for example, if there is a teenage boy, and for him his father is his champ or his ATM machine, wherein he'll keep asking money, or it's that kind of a image that is there for the son. The moment the son grows a little bigger and he becomes around 30 years of age, the same relationship with his father then turns out to be a person whom he would go for guidance, wisdom, sharing of experiences, asking of opinions, and he would definitely work on those experiences. And that is the kind of rapport. The same guy who viewed his father just for the sake of money, or just like wow, wow, one champ and a role model, and wow, he's been successful. It goes much more deeper as the age progresses. And yes, the father also plays an equal role there, that father starts giving those kind of responsibilities or those responses which makes the son feel okay, now even I am growing up times.
Yeah.
So, something of that sort.
Oh, and you know what? Stay tuned, because I think I want to share a glimpse of, a small cliffhanger. So one of our friends we spoke to, his son is in his, around late 20s, and he's now a professional, and he was sharing this instance with us where his son wouldn't listen to him and would say, boss, pops, you are an old man now, you don't know what's happening in our generation, you need to be cool, you need to be with the current generation that happens. So his son would get mentored and coached by his boss. He was the managing director of the company, and apparently the managing director had his son who wouldn't listen to the managing director and was getting coached and mentored by this friend of mine. How amazing. I mean, look at the beauty of the relationship. And I think that's what you go through. You don't every time expect somebody there to listen to you, because there are different ways of which people relate. And hence, every single kind of relationship that you have, as I said, whether it be couples, whether it is siblings, whether it is cousins, whether it is friends, whether it is teachers, whether it is mentors, whether it is your boss and the employee, whether it is cross-functional colleagues, whatever. The point is, can you celebrate? Can you bring in that spark in that relationship that matters to you?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what we'll continue our discussion. So can I now invite?
Yes,
Okay.
sure.
So to share, as I was saying, while doing the whole preparation for this initiative, we asked few of our close friends and relatives that who is that one person that you share a special bond with. Not one person, of
Yeah.
course. You may
One.
be sharing with a lot of people, but share with us that one special bond that you have. And we have some friends who've joined with us live. Thank you. They've been with us at the backstage for last 22 minutes, waiting for them to be called on stage. So I would like to call upon Abhishek. Abhishek Jain, may I request you to come online?
Hi
Yay.
Kalpesh, hi Shalaka.
Hi, Abhishek. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, it's my pleasure and privilege as well.
Wonderful.
And
Thank you.
congratulations for completing 25 years of togetherness.
Thank you.
Thank you, Abhishek. And so, Abhishek, we've already told you about the concept. And what we want to hear from you is that one special bond that you share. Out of the many special bonds you share, that one personal bond that you would like to share with us. And why is that a special bond?
I think, and of course, a lot of people who are on, watching this live, know what is going on in India right now. So much of trauma, so much of, so much of events are going on at everybody's house. And I've gone through recently. Is with my dad. So he was diagnosed with COVID in early March, 1st or 2nd of March, and then he was in 22 days in ICU. We almost lost him, but with strong prayers and everybody's service, we were able to save him. And after 22 days, when we brought him home, I mean, he was in a vegetative state. I mean, he couldn't move by himself. He still needed oxygen, high flow of oxygen. So you can understand he can't even move for regular stuff, which we find it very regular, right? I mean, getting freshen up and all that. So first day we bought a ward boy because we did not know how to basically clean him, how to give enema, how to give how to basically do everything. And second day I did not get the ward boy. I said, I'll do it myself. And my dad was aghast. He said, please, don't do all this. And I told him, I said, I've seen you doing this to, my grandmother. When my grandmother was very sick for 2 years, he was doing, all the cleaning, everything. And now it is my privilege to, do the same to you. Please allow me. And I think that was the movement. And it was a spurt of a movement, right? I mean, I don't know how I got those words, but that is something which I found that is what relationship meant to me. that special bond with him, with my grandparents, with everybody. And I realized, no matter what you achieve in your corporate life, no matter where you do, how much money you earn, you cannot substitute these kind of bonds, these kind of achievements, ever in life. And by God's grace, now he's better. After almost 15-20 days of that privileged service, he's finally started going by himself. But I think
Wow.
that is the best thing I've ever done to him.
You know what? You brought tears in my eyes, Abhishek. I am so touched, moved, and inspired by what you shared. And I think yes, it's a privilege to. I love that word privilege, not as a
Yeah.
duty. It's a
Yeah.
privilege, and I think the minute we start looking at our relationships and serving them the way you've picked this up, I think that's the beauty. Thank you for being so candid. Thank you for sharing it. And stay with us, Abhishek. We're going to have some more sharing of our
Sure,
friends, and
sure,
we're going to listen to what's the special bond they share. So may I
sure.
request Navneet to come up on the stage and share with us that one special bond that he has.
Hi Kalpesh,
Hi,
thank you.
Navneet.
Hi, Navneet.
Let me
Great,
remind you that
Navneet.
yeah, let me remind you that we are also completing almost 25 years, and I still remember when first time we met in the classroom. You entered the classroom with your father, and
Yes,
we were all wondering that how in a small time town a Bombay person is doing. And then within few months you change everything. You used to take head on all the professors, and all the professors were like, from where has this boy come? And when we had our first holidays, I remember it was puja holidays, Diwali, and we didn't went to home. We went to Melghat trekking expedition, and we enjoyed a
yes.
lot over there. That I think that was the first time you convinced me that however bad a singer I am, but I should sing in public. So that was the first time I sang a song in public. And
Oh,
after a
I
few
still
months, I was
remember
traveling with you.
the.
Sorry, you were
No,
saying
go ahead,
something.
Navneet.
Yeah. And
I was
after a
just
few months, I
remembering
was
the song.
traveling. Uh, that was from film Matches.
Yes,
Chappa Chappa Charkha Chale.
yes.
And then after a few months, I was traveling with you to Mumbai. First time in my life in a general bogie. So we had a lot of moments when I realized that yeah, this is life. These are the people with whom you can share everything. Like you are the person with whom I like to share every my happiness or sorrow. Whenever I feel low, I try to call you up, and whatever time it is, you have always responded. I remember when I went came to Mumbai for in search of job. I said that I have these deficiencies, so I will not be able to get a good job. And you sat with me, discussed all the points, and in few moments you converted all my weaknesses into my strong points. So that time the motivation you gave me, that is still with me.
Super. Super.
Thank you, Navneet. I think it was your willingness to take it the way we were sharing it, and I think your
No,
willingness.
but the thing is the way you move like I remember when I moved to a different college for some specialization purpose, and it was my birthday, and suddenly my door knocked, and when I opened the door, you were standing. So you didn't had the fare at that time. I remember you borrowed money from a TT and came to wish me birthday. How can I forget that?
Yeah, I think
So these type of things not everybody does. So that
Thank
makes you a
you.
very, very special person in my life.
Thank you, Navneet. And I
And thank
think
you for being
you
in my
hold.
life.
Thank you so much, Navneet. And I completely resonate, reciprocate the feelings that you've shared. Because I think, today in in my top list of people that I share a special bond, I think they're all here. So Abhishek, yourself, and it's a privilege for me and Shalaka to be in your company because I know that all I need to do is just a phone away, and I think that's what makes this relationship wonderful. So thank you for being here and sharing your thoughts with us. So stay tuned, Navneet. I'm going to now call upon my sister, somebody who has seen me for all my life and tolerated me, if I may call it, for all the nonsense that I have done. But but she's somebody who I love and I cherish my relationship with her. She is my elder sister, but I think the love, the respect, the care that she provides, I have immense faith with regards to and respect for the love that she provides to me. Thank you, Ami. Please share with us that one special bond that you cherish and why do you do that?
Hello everyone.
Yes, yes, Ami Ben, we can listen to you. Please,
हाँ हूँ मैं हिंदी में बात करूंगी.
हाँ.
please.
हाँ रिलेशनशिप तो बहुत सारे हैं बट स्पेशल रिलेशनशिप आप बोलना चाहेंगे तो इट्स उमा बेन जिनको मैं 2011 में मिली थी. शी इज माय नेबर. नाउ आई एम शिफ्टेड टू बोरीवली बट देन टू मेरे को कभी भी कुछ तकलीफ है या कुछ प्रॉब्लम में हूँ या कोई फंक्शन है तो मेरे को नीड है तो उनको सिर्फ एक फोन जाना चाहिए. बच्चों ने भी फोन किया कि मम्मी बीमार है तो अर्ली मॉर्निंग शी इज हियर बोरीवली. वो जरा भी नहीं सोचती कि वाशी से बोरीवली कितना दूर होगा क्या है. नथिंग कि मेरे घर में क्या कंडीशन. नथिंग. बस अम्मी बहन को मेरी जरूरत है तो शी विल कम. और मैं वाशी में रहती थी तो मेरा 1 महीना पैर फ्रैक्चर हुआ ना तो 1 महीना भले वो बाजू में रहती थी बट उनका घर का करके डेली 9:30 मुझे चाय नाश्ता कराने आ जाती थी क्योंकि मैं बेड ईटर थी. मेरे को उठ के खाना नहीं बनाना था. मेरे लड़की जॉब पे जाती थी लड़का कॉलेज पे जाता था बट उसने एक भी दिन आलस नहीं किया कि नहीं आई विल नॉट गो कि मैं नहीं करूंगी. तो 9:30 का 9:45 बट शी शुड कम डेली और आके मेरा चाय नाश्ता करा के वो बर्तन बिर्तन करके दोपहर की खाने की तैयारी करके फिर वापस अपने घर पे जाके अपना काम करती. बाकी मेरे
Wow.
सारे बहुत बहुत रिलेशन है लाइक कल्पेश पप्पा मेरे फ्रेंड बट दिस इज द स्पेशल रिलेशन कि आज की डेट में भी आई कैन शेयर विथ हर एनीथिंग. उसको कभी भी चाहिए तो मैं बुला सकती हूँ एंड शी इज अवेलेबल फॉर मी एनी टाइम.
सुपर. तेरा और एक भाई भी यहीं पर है, अमी. नवनीत भी यहीं पर है ऑनलाइन.
हाँ वही मैं बोल रही हूँ ना. नवनीत कल्पेश तुम लोग हो हुआ दे वी आर इन रिलेशन बट उसका तो लाइक शी वाज नेबर और पता ही नहीं कि कब वो मेरी बहन बन गई या मेरे दिल में बस गई.
राइट. नहीं, वंडरफुल. एंड मैंने देखा है आपका और उमाबेन का रिलेशनशिप एंड आई थिंक आई रियली ट्रेजर दैट. जितना सेल्फलेस आप और वो दोनों एक दूसरे के लिए हो, जितना केयर एक दूसरे के लिए है एंड आई थिंक द सरेंडर देयर इज. मुझे कभी याद नहीं है कि उसमें अगर एक दूसरे ने कभी ये तुलना की हो कि अरे मैंने आपके लिए क्या किया, आपने मेरे लिए क्या किया. इट वाज ऑलवेज देयर. सो थैंक यू.
नेवर.
थैंक यू. एंड अमी, थैंक यू स्पेशली फॉर शेयरिंग दिस रिलेशनशिप कि हम अपना पेरेंट्स, सिबलिंग्स, फ्रेंड्स शेयर करते हैं. दिस इज एन एलिमेंट ऑफ neighbors who have now reached that level of relationship and I think that's the beauty. So thank you for sharing that, Ami. आप से हमारे साथ बने रहिए. We have one more friend, Sagar, who is now going to come and share. So Sagar, may I request you, our technician, our back-end person, our creative person, and also one of our very close friends. Hi,
Hi,
Sagar.
Kalpesh. Hi. Thank you very much for this amazing initiative. And Abhishek, you touched me, brother. You touched me when you use the word privilege because that's really amazing and it's worth where people actually look at relationships in this age at this thing like this, and that makes a lot of difference. Navneet sharing wonderful things with Kalpesh. I remember when I went to college, Kalpesh was the one who came and dropped me. So yeah, I share and cherish my friendship with him for such a long time. And I remember talking him so many stupid things, and he's been calm enough to be a very good listener. So one thing I cherish with Kalpesh is listening for me, because I believe only when you are a good listener, you actually are connected. So yeah, very amazing initiative, and I cherish my relationship very strongly with my mother. She's been a powerhouse to me, and of course now Mansi is sharing that love and energy with me. So yeah, celebrating relationship is really, really an amazing initiative, and I cherish those moments with my mom and my wife. Of course, Kalpesh being a great, great listener. Thank you.
Thank
Great.
you.
Thank you, Sagar. Thank you for sharing that. And with all of you, I want to ask you all something, that when you go through this whole concept, when you heard about celebrating relationships, which are those few people that you think in mind you would want to go out and acknowledge? Anyone? Who are those few names that come to your mind? Sagar? Abhishek, yes, please go ahead.
Uh, I get this weird thought sometime. Maybe I don't know. I mean, should I share or not? Uh, Many a time, people, say that uh, you know somebody's self-made person, right? Uh, we are self-made, right? We never had any support, and we are self-made. And then we basically deny all the relationships, all the people who supported us, throughout, right? Maybe from the doctor, basically, who was there uh, when you were born, to that ayah, to those nurses, to to the rickshaw walas, to the teachers, to the parents. I think everybody, basically, we forget, and this we say, no, we are self-made men. But I think uh, I would rather acknowledge every relationship I had in my life, knowingly, unknowingly, the kind of a bonds I made with people, people who supported me throughout. Uh, so I think everybody, of course, there is family, there are special friends. Huge acknowledge to them, but I think I would love to celebrate a relationship with everybody. Um, Maybe in this form, maybe in another form someday. I'll pick up some strategies, some stuff from you, Kalpesh bhai, to surprise people. But yeah,
You should.
Beautiful. I
yeah,
think Abhishek, that's very well said. The contribution that people make for us, around us, and how much ever we try, we'll not even know that who is actually making that contribution for us to move forward. So I love that analogy that you mentioned, that while we may claim that we are self-made man and we've reached where we've reached, but I think we none of us can, if there is the entire ecosystem which doesn't work for us to make us reach there. So wonderful. Thank you, Abhishek, for
So
sharing.
one second.
just
So when Abhishek shared about the analogy, like thanking the doctor, the ayah, I so resonated with that because Kalpesh has this habit of being that sharing the gratefulness and the gratitude part, and many a times he says, okay, now I want to thank our car, and then the car manufacturer, then the manufacturer's company, and then that boss who thought about this idea. And first 2 3 times we enjoyed it, me and Sohani. And then he just says, should I thank this table? And we said, no, 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 because ultimately, while it's a funny thing, ultimately we land up thanking everybody, in short, the universe, for making these things available to us. And that's what you said, Abhishek, and I really know why you both connect now. Because those thought processes, those weird thoughts, somewhere are connecting you both. So really loved it. Thank you.
just taking 7 more seconds. I basically told this weird thing to somebody once, that I am actually thankful to Manmohan Singh and Narasimha Rao also. If they would not have been there, I mean, our economy would be still very closed economy. We would not have an IT. And today I am basically working for a big IT company at a very good position. Is just because of those guys and the people who basically brought out those IT policies in India.
Correct.
Beautiful.
Super.
Beautiful. Yes, Abhishek, thank you. Navneet, you were saying something?
No, I think whatever I wanted to say, Abhishek has already said that.
Okay.
Because I also feel
Okay.
that everybody in our life, whether he's good or bad, he's helpful or not, everybody teaches us a lesson, and we add on our experience. So we should be thankful to everybody in our life.
Right.
Beautiful. So yes, Sagar.
So, to add to all that, what we are trying to say here is कि celebrating relationships, celebrating will only come when you're celebrating within. And how do you celebrate within? Is through the attitude of gratitude. अगर आप अंदर से ही खुश नहीं हो, अगर आप अंदर से ही एंजॉय नहीं कर रहे हो, तो आप दुनिया को क्या एंजॉय करोगे?
Right.
Beautiful. Beautiful, Sagar. Amiben, you want to say anything?
કન્ફ્યુઝ
No?
સાગર જે કીધું એ બરાબર જેમ આપણે કહે ને કે બધાને શાંતિ मीन्स हमारे पास शांति नहीं आप शांति भेजो लेकिन जब अगर आपके मन में ही शांति नहीं तो आप किधर भी जाके बैठो मंदिर में बैठो चाहे कोई शांत एरिया में बैठो शांति होगी वैसे ही खुशी अगर आपके अंदर ही है तो आपको हर जगह खुशी दिखेगी हर चीज आप सेलिब्रेट कर पाओगे
Beautiful. Beautiful. Great. So, you want to?
Yeah, just one more thought. So everybody here, thank you for being. और मुझे एक और बताना था. So there's a saying we have all heard that blood is thicker than water. Okay, but in this scenario, or in all our lives, it's not always like that. The water is equally thicker like blood. So there are people around us who form a relationship with us and become a part of our family, and it's really wonderful. And I just feel that that statement doesn't hold true in all the cases. So I just want to thank you all for connecting with us and being a part of our family.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thanks, everyone.
And thank you for being here, for sharing.
I think it was quite a meditative session for us, honestly.
Great. Thank you. Thank you, Abhishek.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Navneet. Thank you, Ami. So with that, I'm going to now move towards the last part of the format of the show. So in the format, we're going to come up from next week onwards with a pair, the pair which is either a couple or a father-child, neighbors, friends, sisters, siblings, teachers, whoever share that special bond with us, and we're going to bring up those pairs and have this unscripted conversation with them on celebrating relationships. So over to you to share the what's coming up for next session.
So the next session is going to be about a working couple, and it's they share a very special bond. And what do you want me to share more? Like, you want me to share?
So we're going to put up the screen for them on who is coming up next on the 2nd of May at 12 o'clock.
No.
Great. Yeah, Sagar, we would request you to put up that screen. So whatever, you've spoken to them. So we want to share something about Yogesh and Pallavi.
Yeah, I'll just wait for the screen. Yes. So as you can see online, they call themselves as the Happy Gypsies. So if they are online with us, we are eagerly waiting to have a conversation with you guys, and it was amazing to interact with you. So be ready for a wonderful session. and I think that's it. It's going to be unscripted, so they have no clue as to what is the conversation is going to be about. So we just had a mere interaction with them yesterday.
Right. Great. So, friends, once again, thank you for being with us today. Thank you for trusting us and staying with us and messaging us. Do share two things. One, what does celebrating relationship mean to you? Second, do share that one special bond that you have with someone. We're going to be very soon, next week, launch an open invitation for people who want to come on this platform to share that special bond with that special person on our show. And we look forward to engaging more and more people. Thank you. Till then, keep celebrating relationships. Cheers.